Hey horse lovers, this week Phantom tackles her first jump! Watch how we build up to it so that she's gonna be confident and successful throughout the process.
This is Phantom's second day with the bridle on. Today we'll go through more intricate patterns of movement. I'll ask for more bending, stopping, backing, maybe some leg yield and some shoulder in.
I'll start with bending while she's stationary.
As I'm doing this, I'm noticing that she is tilting the pole like this. And when she's resisting the bit pressure, she's resisting through here. Ah, good. And because I've done the body work and shown her how to release there, when she starts to resist here, I'm gonna bring my awareness there with my hand. So I'm gonna ask her to move sideways, like I would in the saddle, with my hand here where my leg would be. And then here, where she kind of just hangs there and gets stuck. Then I'm going to indicate to her that she's going to have to release in this area. Yes, in order to bend. So here she wants to look at the rest of the horses. Yes. Yeah, good. Yes. Yeah, oh there, good girl. Okay, so that probably took 10 minutes just to get her to turn her head. This is my inside leg, and I only want her to go when I indicate go, but she's just assuming go.
Here I'm doing the walk around the arena a little bit like I did last week, and I'm reminding her to go into the corners and not rush through them. So I've stopped her here because she was rushing and pushing into me and trying to cut the corner. So I'm gonna do these back up correct, and then move her over to the left and ask that left front leg to open and take a step towards the wall as a correction. And then this will translate into the riding later, because as I go into those corners, she'll be thinking, oh, the corner is somewhere I can rest versus rush out. And again, here on this side especially, because as she goes to this corner, she's headed towards home, then she's even more likely to rush down that long side. So then I'm gonna be doing lots of stops over there to think, okay, rest in the corner and don't try to just rush through it. I let her investigate the pole a little bit, and then we go to that corner again, where we go into the corner, stop, rest point, back up a little bit, open the front end. Yes, and every arena has its spooky corner. This one is ours. We put a bunch of jumps in the corner. And so I'm going through it and thinking, hey, this is a rest point. I'm adding a stop here because every horse is thinking, I'm getting out of this corner.
I get a stop or I get 1 second. All right, that's good. Get down. I gotta teach you to see the camera and stop. Good girl. What a good girl. See? Are you smarty pants? Good girl. Yay! Apparently everyone is frisky this morning. It's the arguments of the geldings. There go those guys. These guys are still bickering.
Dingle floofs.
Wait, hold up. How How did the horse get on the roof? Ah, look at that little child. Okay. And you're having fun up there, Ayla? This is Phantom's third day seeing the flag.
With how well she's doing with the flag now. The next step now is standing still and making sure she doesn't go into dissociation. So here I hold that pose for a while. I sped it up because it's kind of boring because she did kind of freeze for a moment, and then as soon as she checked in with me, then I stopped waving the flag. Like I said, in week 3, I believe, we want her to have a confident response, which is in the middle of dissociating, which means tuning out, or on the far other side, reacting and exploding. All right, here we go. Now that she's got the response to the flag down pat, let's see if she can generalize it to another object. The umbrella works good because, we all know when you go somewhere and if someone has an umbrella, it's like the most foreign thing a horse can see. So here I'm letting her investigate it just like I did when I first introduced the flag. I let her look at it, follow it, have it moving away from her, and then I'll start moving it around, like on her side here. And again, I'm looking for her to respond in a curious way and to move her body in a way she feels balanced, not tense or stumbling, out of balance, because then that's when I am going to keep the flag kind of in that position and help her to learn better responses. And you can see, look at how much better she is with the umbrella. Now I open and close it a few times so she experiences the sudden sound and visual. And then the next step is to open and close it right beside her and then go over top her back and forth in both eyes.
Good girl. And then one, right eye, left eye, right eye, left eye. It's another cold day. It's minus 37 degrees out there with the wind chill. A horse just left, so her herd anxiety has significantly increased. These are normal parts of owning horses, but they can be very difficult parts because we're taking a herd animal and we're asking it to be away from what it knows is safety.
Now today, it wasn't necessarily the plan to be working with her herd anxiety, but this is what happens when we train is you'll have, I always have, a weekly lesson plan in mind for the progression I'm going to take the horse through. But we also have to deal with the things that come up as they do. You gotta roll with the punches, and things like herd anxiety, like if someone brings a horse into the arena and then they leave midway through a session, I don't get to control that, neither does she, but this is a normal part of her life. So I'm going to continue with my plan, which is to work through these ground poles, because tomorrow my plan is to introduce her to jumping. So I want her to be really comfortable with this laneway and the chute. But that being said, I'm also having to deal with a lot of herd boundness. And you'll notice too, the stopping is an issue, which I want to instill those stopping points after every time she goes through these poles, because when we start to jump, you'll see how that makes it so much easier to lunge her through, because she's gonna jump and then she's gonna look for the rest point and go, I'll stop afterwards. And you'll see that tomorrow.
In time, I will become part of her herd, and she will both learn the self-regulation skills to feel comfortable in a situation like this. And she will also learn to regard me as part of her herd. The more she realizes that I communicate with her, in a way that she can understand. Lots of stop and back, stop and back. Because really with a horse like this, forward is going to be the easy part. But relax and stop. So I'm starting to get more firm with her as to where the stopping points are. Historically, I have been more forgiving because her understanding was a lot less. As she becomes more trained and understands the cues, then I start to expect that she shows more of an understanding, like that. Now, I would like to have her walking through these and thinking about, yeah, nice low head. Good. Good girl. Good girl. And good.
Same session where she was frantically moving around and not stopping because of the fact that a horse had left the arena. I moved her around, got her thinking of herself, and then I did some massage, and now this horse just wants to stand here. I started with moving the neck and doing some neck releases, which we walked around in a lot of circles, but she got some good releases out of that. Look at that licking and chewing. And then she let me work into her sacrum, an area that she has been protecting up until now, and she was actually standing still. And then I was able to get some really nice releases. And she was even resting a back leg. Yay! Standing still is a situation for her, as you can see. And I think she's pretty good at letting me know when she's done. So if she doesn't want me in somewhere, she's walking out. Good. Good girl. We're getting there, Phantom.
Science class again. Check that muscle that just lifted as soon as I applied a little bit of pressure along the side of her sacrum. So I'm gently pushing my hand along the side and then I'm rubbing, and you can see her whole muscle just kind of fires. That's the longissimus dorsi along the spine. That's indicating some tightness, some malfunction when it lifts like that.
Is that good, Phantom? Yeah.
And that gave her a really nice release. So I'll show you again here so you can better see what I'm doing with my hand along the side of her sacrum. So you just push your fingers along the side and you'll feel the bone. And I just rub back and forth gently, resting a leg, licking and chewing, all those things again, signs of her releasing tension. And then I'll show you here, I'm gonna check to see what that muscle looks like now. So you can see it jiggling. I showed this in an earlier video in slow motion. And then I go all the way up her back to see if it's loose throughout.
sniff.
Da 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 da, today is the day where she will jump this jump. I love that, of course, she went and had to investigate. And if I can allow her to be curious, she's gonna be more brave in the future. So we'll dilly-dally around here and she'll sniff. And then I think she bit a little piece of wood that I had picked up out of the footing. Yeah, and she's playing with it. I'm gonna allow her play. Here comes my friend to take the wood away. We're just making sure the surroundings are safe first. Check. A couple walkthroughs to make sure she's comfortable with the poles.
The ramp, if you set yourself a ramp like that, then your lunge line doesn't get stuck.
Yeah. That's so smart.
Yeah.
Here we go, first trot through.
Wow, you feel good.
And incorporating those rest points after every one. I'm really happy with how she's reading my body language and stopping after these, because this will be good for future jumping. I made sure we did it a couple times on the right side too, because you can see the poles are raised on an angle, so I wanted to make sure she's getting at least a semi-even workout both ways. And then it's time to first take a layer off because I've been running a bunch. This is the only time that I'm taking a jacket off in the winter outside. And then I put the poles down to make it a little bit easier because I'm making something else harder, which is the cross roll. Now, this is first cross rail. You can see she's a little bit slow, a little hesitant going through. That's okay. We all start somewhere. Then here, because she's so slow, she kind of falls over it.
She did the trot pull so good though. Those are just flicking.
Right? They're so good. Now she knows it's up.
Yep.
Because, I mean, her first trot pulls were so good.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said there, her first trot pull, she was pretty fumbly, and then she quickly caught on. Ah, better. It's coming. But learning is a back and forth street. So you'll go forward and then you go back. That's okay. I know my mistake. She didn't have enough impulsion. And in the learning phase right now, I'm not making a big deal of it. The last thing I'm gonna do is like, yeah, get over that cross rail. Because it was actually my setup that didn't set her up for success. And when the horse is learning, we need to have grace, and punishment just doesn't work. Don't punish it. Attempt number 2, and I'm gonna make it a little easier. I'm gonna make sure she has impulsion, forward motion, energy. And there we go, so much better.
That's just a little more
effort.
A little more effort. And if I can get her now a little farther away from you two, I can make the stick more effectively. Yeah. So I really like it. I'd be a little further away from her, but we're just like not confirmed on the lunge again. That being said, I feel like she's good enough to do this, and also I think she needs new things, so she's get bored.
The brain busy, right?
Yeah.
She went a little wide here, so whoops. I made the crossrail a little higher, and now she's actually making more of a jumping effort. Now just a couple more times to consolidate it, make sure she's confident. And then there's ups and downs. I was a little too fast on the approach here. Oops. Now she also has a little more proprioception by hitting it. She's like, oh yeah, pick up those feet. So do it one more time. Yeah, that's where we're gonna leave it for the day.